When you pass away, Caden, would you want to be buried with your rocks?
I don't know.
I felt like part of me deserved some of what happened. I hurt some people close to me, and I think maybe I just feel guilty about that.
I think to want to be whole is not selfish. I think that is mortal.
I was born into a world blessed with beauty and unlimited magic, and I was cursed by one of your kin to never experience it.
I thought if I could just hold on just a little bit longer, if I could just find some help, that I wouldn't hurt anyone, that I'd be able to control it.
I got too close. I was never meant to be a friend. I was always meant to be useful to the Asmoths, to the White Wolf. I am not a person. I am a tool.
Alright, ready? The third era is one of peace. Here we see Sif, the great...
Hello and welcome to session 37 of Eyes of Saemyth. It is our 1 year anniversary. Can you fucking believe it? We've been doing this for a whole goddamn year. That's nuts, guys. What the fuck? I didn't think we'd get this far, honestly, because I don't have enough faith in myself. I have enough faith in you, but not me. We're gonna get straight into it in a with a recap. Whoever does the recap gets inspiration for the session. Lav's already expressed that she wants to do the recap, so I will hand it over to Lav.
Hello! I think I like the fact that Dex is Schlatt, first of all. Like, we have a guest here. We have Jay Schlatt with us. But last session, the party started their journey onto the waters towards Bria Scye. They met the lively crew that Duncan has surrounded themselves with. The return of a very funny little owl named Grim, who did nothing but kind of terrorize the party. They have a nice little collection of fish, as they like to call it. Starting our travels, there was a few kind of bumps along the way, a couple close calls from Sinza, and the party started to get caught in a storm of sorts, something tracking the boat. Cain was able to see a Leviathan in the water, and the party very quickly jumped to action to, I guess, save themselves and save the boat from being dragged under, possibly pursued further. After a little bit of combat and some rough conversations, Lyre discovered that he was being tracked by means that are a little unsettling. But as the party has completed combat, Sorry, everyone's in the chat and I can't not read it. But yeah, that's my recap.
Right. We are getting straight back into the session. Now that the waters have started to calm down and Duncan has successfully begun moving the boat back onto course, the Dauntless careening over the waves, but with the expert hands of its captain on board. With Lyre and holding a blade in one hand, scales scattered across the deck in the other. What are you guys doing from this point?
I think Sinza wants to do like a little bit of like a check-in on Lyre. Can I do like a what's the word for it? It's sort of vibe check. It's a roll for it. Insight. Can I do an insight check on Lyre?
The vibe check, yes.
The vibe check. Okay, thank you. Very good if I have my character sheet up. Rolling for vibes. I rolled I think it's a 7. Not great. Oh no, I'm still 11.
Okay. With an 11, Lyre, what does Sinza see out of Lyre right now? Like any outward expression? What's Lyre feeling?
He's wide-eyed. Definitely shocked.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Read much else with an 11.
That's okay. Sinza will maybe take a couple steps towards Lyre and reach her hand up very slowly to try and like put it on your shoulder. And if you flinch, she won't, but she just wants to, I guess, kind of place it there for a bit of reassurance. We're going to work this out. Whether we can ask someone for assistance, I don't have any knowledge on these kind of sigils. Duncan may, Cain may, if you feel comfortable telling them.
I'll do some research first.
Okay. This isn't something you need to carry on your own, Lyre.
I know.
Cain, in this moment, what are you doing?
I think Cain's gonna realize Sinza and Lyre are gonna having their own time. Jay's not here, but he's gonna check on Duncan, just kind of make sure everything's okay. Check the ship, check if anyone's hurt, so he'll check on the crew while that's happening. If anyone needs healing. I think he'll go to Grim as well, probably first.
Grim appears from below deck, kind of waddling back up the stairs, and looks at you, Cain, as you're looking at him. Below deck is lots of fish. Everywhere. There's lots of fish.
Were there attackers under the decks?
The barrels exploded.
Oh, are you doing okay?
He likes the smell of fish.
Oh, I didn't mean like that. I meant, are you hurt at all?
He kind of lifts his wings, and you can see an injury that's been healed over on one of his wings
Okay.
that Duncan has fixed earlier.
Okay.
And it looks fresh scarring, but he kind of flaps his wings. It doesn't seem to bother him much. Grim has had worse.
Well, good to know. I'm just kind of
Puts
checking
his
up on
little
everyone.
fists up.
Hey, you got a little spirit.
Grim is a monk. Grim's very good at
Hey.
fighting.
So you like to fight a lot?
You see Duncan looking over the top of the wheel, kind of giving you a look like, yeah, yeah, he does. He gets into a lot of fights.
Well, it reminded me not to get on your bad side. Well, again. I think Cain will go check on everyone else as well. See if anyone needs healing, and just check the ship if it needs repairs or anything.
Seems like the ship itself is okay. You go below deck briefly. You see a few kind of areas of the ship that look like they've taken a bit of splintering from this huge mass that has traveled around it. But other than that, it never really attacked the ship directly. You got lucky on this at this time. If this thing comes back, it seems likely it will probably attack the ship directly, and that will be more of an issue. These sea elves were not horrendously strong, at least not against a structure of the size of the Dauntless. So you didn't have to worry too much about harpoons or anything like that going through the wood. The ship itself seems fine, and your party seems fine. Dex, can you roll me a perception check, please?
Yes, I can. Where's my skills? That is a 27.
27. As you are kind of looking over the side of the ship, you can see the storm that you've just been caught up in, kind of not particularly far away from you, but far enough that it's sort of like separated from the waters that you're currently traveling in. And it seems to be originating from a specific point and moving outwards. Like it's coming from somewhere down south of where you are. It seems a little too specific. Like this isn't, it's not moving. The storm itself isn't moving, it's expanding, but it's not moving. Strikes you as odd.
Do I get a sense of what it might be?
Roll me a history check to see if you can tell kind of geographically where that is.
It's a 16.
16. As you're kind of moving out into the open ocean, and you're looking down, you can kind of see from where you are, you have a vague understanding of directions from here. South of Bria Scye is the Borderlands, which is near to the Wildlands. It's the borders of 𝘏𝘧𝘮 territory that most people don't get too involved in. The Wildlands are wild for a reason. If it's originating from the Wildlands, it seems like it is a surge of wild magic. Perhaps a deterrent, maybe something's happened there that's gone back lane. And this is almost trying to keep people out of that territory.
Okay. Keep an eye on it for a bit until it's more so out of sight for the most part.
Mm. Other than that, as you begin traveling, the rain slowly beginning to let up a little. It is starting to get to about maybe 5 or 6 in the evening. So the weather is turning, for the better, mind you, but still turning. What are all of you doing in this time?
Where are we sleeping? Can I check out our, like, I guess, sleeping quarters area? Area?
You head down the stairs. So you head down the stairs, you're immediately hit with with the very strong scent of fish.
Yep.
And you stand on a fish, and it's very unpleasant as your foot kind of, or your hoof slides slightly on the floor. The lower deck has 6 to 8 beds in the far end of it, but now there was just fish fucking everywhere.
Okay.
And a good handful of barrels. Like, lower deck is mostly for storage, but it seems to be also where the crew sleep.
Is there a like a cell on this boat? Just like out of curiosity, like I'm trying to get like a vibe check for Duncan's ship.
A cell? No, doesn't seem like it.
Okay. Sinza kind of does like a little Snoopy Snoop. And she's going to probably head back upstairs. Is Lyre still up on deck, or is he kind of like...
Has it been a bit of time?
Sorry?
Has it been a bit of time since the fight?
Yes, it has, yeah.
Lyre's probably up near the front of the ship, just sitting against one of the railings and just writing in his book.
Okay. Yeah, Sinza's just kind of keeping an eye on him as she's making her way back up the stairs. And she's going to make her way over to Cain, check on Cain, see how Cain's doing. Evening.
Evening.
How are you doing?
Oh, No, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm doing okay. You fine after that fight?
Yeah, I didn't really... I mean, she kind of like looks at herself and looks at like the wound that you healed, and she's like, yeah, I mean, I've taken worse hits, no complaints, so... Sorry, I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna just ask you a question. This has nothing to do with anything, it's more just like a general curiosity. Is it like a leviathan, a fish thing? I'm not super familiar with like water creatures and stuff.
I wasn't familiar with that thing as much. Was it a question about that?
Oh, it was more like, you said you've travelled this, I guess, terrain before. Like you've been to Bria Scye and back a few times. So I was just wondering if you'd encountered anything like this before. If it's
not like that.
or...
I've encountered, different things. Traveling back and forth. That was a bit of a new one.
Okay. Yeah, Sinza, you notice as she's talking to you, she's looking, she never looks out. She always looks, I guess, at you and then down, and at you and down. Yeah, she just kind of like nods at you. And you said it was 10 days.
Yeah, 10 days. It's a bit of a trek for most of the lichens.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna get something to eat or something, but I just wanted to ask if like that was normal but it sounds like it's not, so.
Not that specifically, but I'm sure we'll see other things on the way.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Have a good night.
Same to you. And they'll just give you a little courteous kind of short bow.
You don't have to bow at me.
It's old habits. I'm just used to it. Sorry. I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. If you don't want me to, I'll stop it.
Please, no. You don't. I don't know if Targan asked you to bow and stuff like that, but I don't expect it.
I'll keep it in mind.
Thank you.
Something you do know, Cain, the way that Sinza talks is very similar to Targan. It's kind of hard to distinguish the two of them. Sinza's grown into her brother's sister, certainly.
I want to ask him so bad about that fucking thing that we... Oh!
Asking.
Sinza kind of taking in the bow and the way that you act around her, she goes to walk away and then she kind of stops and like looks back at you. You said you buried Targan.
We had a funeral. It was difficult. I mean, we didn't know what happened. We just kind of knew he had passed, and
do I also have a tombstone there?
yeah, just to confirm.
Sinza was confirmed missing, not dead. The rest of the party were found dead. You did not bury Targan's body, but you held a courtesy funeral somewhere else.
Yeah.
So you don't know what happened to the party nor to Sinza. But what you had heard is that Sinza was alive but missing.
Okay. I'll essentially relay all of that. You know, we didn't have the body. We knew you were missing, and you know, we didn't hold a funeral for you. We kind of just hoped you were okay out there somewhere, and you know, some of us made some prayers and hoped that, you know, maybe that helped, and maybe it did, maybe it didn't, but you're here now, so it's what matters.
I think it's funny how the world works. You knew me, you knew Targan, and you also work with the Kindred of Ash, so I can imagine that maybe seeing me in the kind of state that I am is...
I wouldn't say you're in a state. It's,
She kind of gestures to all of her.
I wouldn't call that a state, love, but... It's, I'm sure it's been a difficult journey. It normally is for a lot of the Lycans.
Cain, roll me another history check.
Okay, fucking go. Let's fucking go.
17.
Oh!
17, okay.
If you need
You know
time,
that
can I give you my
Mirrors-
inspiration?
Mirrors is going to struggle with seeing Sinza. Mirrors is probably going to struggle with seeing the whole party. He spends his time alone for a reason.
Oh boy.
Actually, with the 17, you do recall the information that was given to you when Targan died was that Sinza's blood was found at the scene. But that's the maximum you got. So you knew she was injured in some capacity, but you did not know.
Don't know what happened. Yeah.
What happened?
Shit.
You kind of just like went glassy-eyed. You doing okay?
Sorry, I just get lost in thought sometimes, and no, you just you reminded me a lot of your brother. No, it's a bit of a. It's odd. It's very strange for me, and I'm sure it'd be strange for Mirrors when we get there.
Sorry, how do you mean?
I mean, like, you just... I mean, you act a little similar. You know, I mean, it's to be expected, you're both siblings, but,
He's an Asmoth. He's going to be able to see him.
you know, Mirrors might be a little off when you meet him. You know, he's an Azimuth, so if you have anyone around, he's gonna see him.
I guess it's just so, you know, since, you know, sharing information, apparently they all follow me.
Oh, they all follow you?
Yeah.
So...
I have, quite the, company.
Do you, remember anyone else but your brother?
Can I make a little soul search, maybe, too? Can I
Roll
toe
me
the
a-
line?
Oh, whiz save, please.
I've had my tea. It hasn't been 12 hours.
Then you
It's
can roll it
very-
at advantage.
Really? You're too good to me. Wisdom. Roll high.
Quickly trying to check.
Okay, 16. You push against the Everdark to try and remember names and faces. You get a couple of names, not full names, but you get a couple of names. You vaguely remember Ymir mentioning them to you a long time ago when you weren't ready to hear them. You were not in a position to really take it in. You remember the name Saemyth, Kriya, Shazgol, Brunhild, and Retso.
So I'm just frantically going through my notes. Sinza will relay.
Can't put names to faces though. You don't know what they look like.
Sinza will relay the names, and Iris had also given descriptions to Sinza, which she also relays back to you.
DM, do I know who Sinza was kind of closest to other than her brother?
She was close to Brunhild, who was the half-elven cleric.
Okay. Well, it's good to know their names. I mean, you seem to remember a lot more than most of the Lycans that they brought back, or helped. I mean, you were pretty close with Brunhild. Bloody
Yeah.
good cleric.
Dex, Brunhild and Katya are very similar.
I've been pushing, towing that line of Toby. Did Damius ever refer to it as the Everdark? That's what it's called.
Yes,
I think he
they
did,
used to called it the Everdark, which is how you got its name.
Yeah. Yeah, there's... When I try to remember things, it's kind of like and I'm sure you probably heard this before, it's like getting hit in the back of the head with something or something like just out of reach. A friend who helped me when I got attacked, Damius, he referred to it as the Everdark. I've looked in a few libraries for information on it, and there's not really been a lot, so...
I mean, there's not much known about it. I mean, what have you found out so far?
That it likes to keep memories from me, that's about it. Whether it's a state of being, a place, a just... What's the word I'm looking for? Synapse? Symptom, I guess, of what I have.
Well, I don't think I know much more than you, other than it's a bit of an odd curse that, I mean, you have your memories wiped before the lycanthropy takes hold. I've been trying to look for a way to cure it, keep it at bay a little bit, but I've never seen it cured, only dealt with, in terms of managing, coming to terms with it.
It doesn't continue to take, does it?
I think that depends on how you manage it and how you deal with it over time. some of the Lycans deal with it better than others. Some need a bit more time. You know, part of it's accepting that it's part of you now, and that can be a difficult thing to accept, truly accept, not just, you know, on the surface.
I've been looking for help for a very long time, and for the time that I remember.
I didn't hear what that.
I have been looking for help for a very long time. So to be this close, to be just on the edge of it.
Well, you seem, from what I can tell, you've been doing quite well. I mean, you look well. You seem to remember quite a lot. You should give yourself some credit.
I don't have control of it, though.
No one does at the start. It's what they all go through. It's I mean, some of them still don't. Not fully.
Yeah.
I'll introduce you to Katya when we get there. She's one of the newer ones. She's still learning, but I think you'll get on. She's similar to Brunhilde. You know, she's a bit cheeky, but she can be serious when she wants to.
I would appreciate that.
It might be nice to talk to someone that actually has the same experience, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I should probably get something to eat. Unless, sorry.
No, we can get something to eat. I'd like to hear about what's happened in between. I mean, it's been so long, and I know obviously you don't know me, but I know you, and I want to know what's happened. Sorry, maybe that's a bit.
No, it's Sinza is gonna look up into like where's the crow's nest is, and she's like, maybe get some food and have a chat.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
You can hear a bell from downstairs that rings out when Boone is finally finished cooking, summoning the crew to come and get something to eat. Lyre, at the front of the ship, are you doing anything specifically?
I think to sort of just keep his mind distracted, he's translating the word purge from common to celestial.
Okay. It's taking you a bit of time. You're trying to figure it out, but it's a good distraction. It's keeping your mind off of that.
He's full autism hyperfixation Lyre mode currently.
You don't take notice of the bell, as the rest of the crew kind of drop below deck. You notice that Duncan also leaves the ship in Grimm's hands. Who, Grimm, considering his size, has to stand on the wheel in order to hold onto it. So he's just kind of perched on top of the wheel, and is keeping the ship steady whilst everyone else is eating. It seems likely he's going to be doing that overnight, whilst Duncan gets some sleep. And about maybe a half hour later of the crew eating, Boone appears above deck with a bowl of stew, bimbles over towards Lyre. And you hear kind of the steps on the wood as he gets close to you, Lyre. Why, Mr. Lyre, sir? Well, I'm sorry for scaring you, I am. But I noticed you didn't come for no food, you didn't. So I decided I'd bring you food first.
Thank you.
He kind of grins at you through this incredibly bushy mustache. It's kind of hard to tell when he's talking or smiling, but the only thing you see is the mustache kind of moving. He kind of places it next to you. Now eat it up while it's hot, because otherwise it's going to get real cold it is, because it gets cold on the ship at night.
Okay.
You're a snake, and that means you're going to get real cold real quick.
Yep. Lyre's gonna go back to his book.
Alright, bye-bye, as he kind of waves at you and bimbles away. Is there anything pertinent you guys want to do this evening, or are you just going to rest? The crow's nest is available for you to talk, if that is what you wanted to do. It will take quite a bit of effort for you two
Boys.
to climb the crow's nest.
I let Cain go first to test the ropes.
Test a rope. No, Cain's gonna
If you just fly up there, dog, I swear to God.
No, he's gonna use his one of his ability things that he has. You see his armor kind of shifts to a more casual kind of look. It's very much similar to the casual Vander clothing from Arcane, where it's just that kind of like of leather jacket with the arms ripped off and that, and the shirt.
Sorry, the armor just shifts, or does he take it off?
It shifts.
The armor changes into other clothing.
So fucking cool, dog. Damn, okay, that's cool. That's cool as hell. What do you mean?
And then he'll just start climbing up. It's a bit easier.
Yeah.
I need you both to make me a perception check.
Come on, plus 18, fucking whatever your fucking passive perception is.
That's 16. Oh.
Okay. A 16 and a 1. Sinza, you don't notice anything. You're kind of focused on the fact that his clothing just changed effortlessly. But Dex, as you're climbing, you can feel Grimm's eyes on you. You can feel Grimm staring you down.
Which direction is he
Grimm's
up on the
the
crow's
wheel.
nest? Oh, he's on the wheel.
He's staring at you as you're climbing, and you're going to his spot.
My one eye just darts to him, so I lock eyes with him.
He puffs up, and you watch as kind of like the feathers on his head point a little bit more, and his ears kind of poke up as he's looking at you.
Just gonna keep climbing. I'll keep eye contact unless he does anything.
He doesn't move or say anything, but he is watching you very closely as you make your way up to the crow's nest.
I'll just kind of
keeps his stash.
acknowledge he's keeping an eye on me, but just keep going up.
Sinza, I assume you trail behind him once he gets
I don't
up
do
there.
any cool, like, clothes changing or anything. I just use my massive muscles to climb up there.
Massive.
My massive muscles.
The both of you notice as you make it into the crow's nest, the first thing you see is a nest.
Oh, I don't want
That's
to
where
be
Grimm
in
sleeps.
Oh.
So you're going to Grimm's bed, and he's mad about
You're
it.
in his bedroom right now.
Is it all his bed, or is it just one section of the crow's nest?
It's just a little nest in one section of the crow's nest.
Oh well, I won't touch that. Just I don't want to bother Grimm.
There's a couple of kind of shiny objects in there.
I will
that he's
leave
hoarded.
because I remember I mentioned that I brought some rats for Grimm. I'm gonna leave one of the rats there for him, so he can have a treat later. Just a little peace
Look
offering.
at
Thanks
this
for
in your
letting us hang
pocket
out in
full.
your bedroom.
He's just kept it with him, so he's just like, because he bought rations, but he also bought some rats for Grimm. So he'll just leave one there, just as a little, like, you know, we're not trying to bother and go into your space, but here's a little thing. You know.
It's enough room for the two of you to sit down, but you are kind of like knees to knees. It's pretty
Yeah.
tight up there.
How you doing, Cain?
You're awful close.
So, well, I thought there'd be a bit more room up here, to be honest with you.
I can stand. I mean, I'll just
No,
like,
it's
perch
fine.
myself somewhere.
You don't. Just get comfortable. Don't worry about me.
Sinza sits down, pulls her knees up to her chest, and she puts a bowl on her knees and like eats like that.
Just on the knees.
Yeah, on her knees.
They both have long fucking legs. It's just like
Yeah. The little hoofs. The
little
like,
hoofsies.
hoofsies. Ah. So, do you want to start, I guess, from what I remember and like go from there, or why don't you just ask things? And I feel like that's going to be easier if you ask, and we go from there. Otherwise, we're going to be here all night.
I mean, I don't really know where to start. I mean, as far as I know, you disappeared, and then you know, you come back with I mean, you have a party of people. I mean, how'd you meet with Mr. Lyre? And you seem pretty close with him.
Lyre and I met on interesting, I don't want to say terms, but an interesting circumstance. We were in Sahonos, and there was a little tavern there, Last Drop, and we all had a very similar dream of these figures standing on the water, one for each of us.
Cain, you have had a similar dream. But instead of figures that aren't them, it was them. You saw Sinza, Lyre, Duncan still in the water.
I think I was a similar one, you know, when I was trying to find you. Not too long before. It was it was you, Mr. Duncan and Mr. Lyre.
We saw well, for me, I see the Leshy, or I see the lichen.
That's
We there were 4 of us originally. Me, Lyre, Caden, and you feel the grief. Like, it makes you feel like you're drowning. And Ymir.
I mean, I can feel in the way you said this Caden fellow. I assume he's not with us anymore.
She shakes her head and kind of looks away from you. When we went to kill the executioner, I don't remember that fight. I see pieces of it when I'm in that form, and the next thing I knew, he was face down in the water, and we couldn't bring him back.
Is there any emotions Cain gets off Sinza, the way she's explaining what happened? Like, her experience with Caden dying?
Fear, with the not remembering and, like, mentioning being in that form. And then it's guilt. Like, it kind of feels like a stabbing pain. Like a stab of guilt. We tried. We really tried, and there may be a way that we can bring him back, but it would involve taking him from nature, and he was a druid.
It's a bit of a difficult one.
I don't think he'd ever forgive me. I don't think he'd ever forgive Lyre. I don't think he'd ever forgive any of us for doing that to him, but I don't... There's something in me that tells me he's not done. And maybe it's my selfishness, and maybe it's my inability to lose people. And maybe it's my fear towards that, but not like that.
Cain,
Mm-hmm.
your relationship with death is an interesting one. Especially given the god that you worship, that you are bound to as their high arbiter. When someone's dead, the dead should stay dead. Even though grief will tell people many things, that is your hard line. And although it may not apply to certain aspects of your life, it certainly applies to this.
I understand your grief. Trust me, I do. I mean, I know I wasn't there, and I don't know the context. Sometimes you just have to let people rest. And sometimes there's grey areas. But are you sure this is what he'd want?
I made a promise. I made a promise to keep him safe. I made a promise to someone who I care very deeply for to keep him safe. And I've already broken so many promises with her. I don't intend to break this one as well. If he had the opportunity, if he could speak to us, if he could tell us what he wanted, I would listen. You see, Sinza reaches up a hand, and beneath her blouse kind of thumbs over a purple stone that sits on her collarbone. I want to give him a chance.
So, I mean, it's nice, it's noble, but
Have you ever lost anyone, Cain?
I've lost a lot of people over the years.
How does it make you feel?
Makes me feel it's a hard thing to go through, and it never gets easier. But even when I used to have abilities to bring people back, it wasn't always the right thing to do. Not always. And it's hard to judge situations where it is. And I don't know this Caden fellow. I don't know the exact situations. So I'm not going to judge. But I just know that a lot of the time it's best to let them rest. It's difficult to say goodbye, but you know, life's precious because it ends. If it never ended, you'd have nothing to compare it to, and it wouldn't mean anything.
I still want to give him a chance. And I appreciate your words, I do. He did so much for me. Helped me when I had no one. So, anyway. You're a cleric, right?
I'm a cleric.
Of Psalm?
Of Psalm. I am Psalm's High Arbiter.
Can I make a history check on Psalm, if I have any?
Religion check, please.
Religion check? Oh, religion. Let's go. That's good. Needed that. 18.
Right. An 18. So, you know of Psalm. Psalm is one of the seven of the Divine Order. So they're a pretty big name. It's been thrown about quite a lot. They're worshipped by many different types of people, regardless of species. Psalm represents the fragility of life and its effect on the world. They are often depicted carrying a bowl of ambrosia that is supposedly able to make the person who drinks it immortal. They're known to be kind, but blunt. They are a grey area. They're very literal, as they are described being the creator of souls. Those who follow them are often referred to as violets. They have a variety of children of lesser deities that are bound to them, including the god of death, Ensam. And Ensam acts as the shepherd between this realm and the realm of Saemyth.
So Psalm is like mother, and then death is just slightly below?
Yes. Okay. They're also the parent of judgment. Veneros, the god of judgment, and Sin, the god of fate. They are also the parent of the Fae of the Wildlands.
Oh, damn. Okay, shit. Oh, and a High Arbiter is like, what position in terms of, I guess, like, being, like in the religion order? Oh, shit. Okay.
So, the be-all, end-all voice of that god.
You see, Sinza, she kind of like turns her head back and she's like thinking, and she's thinking over like what you've been saying, and then you see her eyes go very wide all of a sudden, and she looks at you and she's like, you say high arbiter?
High Arbiter, yes.
Sorry, no, just you're High Arbiter of Psalm.
Aye?
So, sorry, you speak to Psalm?
Yes, I mean, the ones that sent me the dream, I asked them.
Oh, just casually, yep, okay.
Aye.
Sorry, that's crazy.
I mean, they don't always answer, but, you know, I communicated with them.
Mm-hmm. Is he just super casual about this? He's just like, yeah, it's just kind of what I do. Okay. Yeah, Sinza's looking at you like, I've just talked about trying to bring someone back from the dead to the High Arbiter of, like, death, basically.
So the High Arbiter of mortality. That makes people stay dead.
Yeah,
so when people keep coming back too much, an Arbiter will show up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
Sinza actually with a 17, something you do recall, actually, from reading, and something you remember Caden mentioning.
Oh.
is that Psalm granted the heart of Sith immortality.
Ooh, okay. This is kind of going through like the stages of Delulu denial, and like she looks like she's going through it. There's like every single emotion under the sun is just flowing through her head at the moment. Like there's not one to pick, but it very quickly kind of numbs, and she kind of settles herself. She swallows really hard, looking at you, and you're just out here helping Lycan, helping me.
I mean, I have other duties, but for the moment, I'm helping Lycan. I have duties with Miris, being in the ward.
Mm-hmm. What does that entail, if you don't mind me kind of
Oh,
poking?
well, you know, if he tries to extend his life anymore, I'll have to take action that I don't really want to. But I will have to.
Mm-hmm. You know, the blade makes so much more sense now about the whole, like, kind of looking like a guillotine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's, I mean, it's part of the job.
Yeah, Sinza kind of pulls her knees a little closer to herself. She's like, kind of moves really close.
Get the sense of, like, the emotions shifting.
She's seeming a bit tense. Like, she's feeling a bit of, like, anxiety, a little bit. It's not like a bad anxiety. It's like a caution, like a respect kind of thing. Like she's like, this is, you know, a guy who has power and say and weight, and she's being a little cautious about it. Yeah. Sorry. That's a lot. That's yep. How do you get into like a career like that? Like
well, I mean, it's I've always kind of worshipped Psalm and their children when I was younger. And you know, sometimes things spiral and fate happens, and you just end up where you are. You know, it was just the sum of our choices.
Sinza, roll me an insight check.
Okay. Roll high. I'm using my inspiration. I want this.
You use your inspiration then. Okay. 15.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave the majority of what Cain expresses, like, and what you're able to read off of Cain to you, but you do get the sense that he's not lying, but he's not telling you the whole truth.
Hmm.
Anything of interest that Sinza would pick up, Cain, with a 15?
I think she definitely know he's like struggling to talk about this. I think it's the sense of like he doesn't know how to explain it, and it's just kind of being vague at the moment because it's a difficult subject. You get the sense he kind of wants to try and say it, but he's just kind of like, you know, where you kind of like stop at the last moment and just give a bit of a vaguer answer while he's thinking. You know.
Sinza offers you like this. It's kind of like a pathetic smile, a little bit like it's like a soft but pathetic smile. You can tell that she knows that you're not telling her the whole truth. She kind of like gives you this look, like if it's hard. I mean,
it's
I know things are hard to talk about. Did you speak to Targan about these things? Would it help if it was just like relaying? Sorry, I shouldn't say that's really bad.
It's fine. You know, it was a long time ago for me.
Like 10 years?
No, a lot longer.
How old does Cain look?
He probably looks like he's maybe 38, but he like a very stressed 38-year-old that he's like gone grey. Like early kind of wrinkles up here and greying hairs, but about 38 physically.
Okay. So like 15 years ago.
No, a bit over around 100. It's part of what Sam brought me back for. He kind of, you can see, gets a bit quiet after that.
So you're not in your like late 30s. You're
I probably about I know I'm in my 130s.
Mm-hmm. 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 You just
Sinza's not able to detect magic at all, is she? Okay.
Nope. She is a barbarian. Do I get a little tingle? Do I feel like my hair rise or anything like that? My fur on end?
No, you are. You're not aware of any magical effects on Cain other than the ones that you've seen. Other than the ones that you've seen Cain cast. And potentially like the clothing change, that was odd too.
Yeah. Can I just this I'm not trying to be, this isn't rudeness by any means. This is just really new for me. It's really I haven't encountered anyone like you before. So I'm
Would technically have, but you just don't remember. Sorry, thought maybe lighten the mood a little. Sorry. I don't mean to
no, it's
disregard what you're trying to say.
no. Yeah, that's a whole thing. It's a big responsibility. I don't know if I could do that, but you do. I'm just a goat. Just
Points to
A little goat in the big city.
little goat.
Just a little goat in the big ocean.
She's trying to smile through a bit of the the comprehension of everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's just she's trying to process it all. She's like, yeah, this is fine. You know, just talking to some guy
Sinza,
who's like,
can you roll me
hello.
an intelligence check, please?
yeah, give it to me, Toes.
Look at Nip Nop having a nap. Baby.
Yeah, he's so baby. Well, roll good. Kill myself. 9.
Do you want my Schlatt inspiration?
You have a D6 of Schlatt inspiration if you want to give it.
I have a
add a
Schlatt
D6 to that.
really?
Yeah, I have a D6.
Yes!
Because of the Schlatt.
The Schlatt inspiration.
Watch me roll a
Schlattspiration.
1. Watch me
Look
roll
at this
a
cat.
1.
What is wrong with him? Is he okay?
You roll a fucking 1. How dare you?
I said,
Okay,
my
a
dice
10
hate me.
flat.
Wasted
Oh
my
God, he's
Schlattspiration.
With a 10, I mean 1, satyrs don't live that long. That's you know that. Like a satyr doesn't live that long. So you're trying to figure out what Cain is.
Yeah.
Because looking at him like you've seen vampires, he doesn't look like a vampire. It's like that doesn't seem to add up. That doesn't add up. What else could he be?
Vampire. Sorry.
He's got fangs.
He's not a lichen, you would know, or at least you think you would know. And he's already told you he's not. He's not one of them. But you don't know if lycanthropy extends life.
Ooh, test it. Jumps over.
No. There are a couple of options, but I'm not going to tell you what they are.
I think I know what they are, but the question is I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna roleplay this out. You see, Sinza kind of leans over to you like she's looking for like a bite or something. Like, she's kind of giving you this look, and it's that same look that she gave you when like you first met her, of like, what the fuck are you? Kind of like look. You said you're 130 something.
Around that, yeah.
You're not a lichen.
Nope.
You're not a vampire. Is this something that comes with the deal, or?
Part of it, it's I'm sure there's others like me out there, but this was part of me, coming back. Part of what Sam offered.
And that offer was?
Bringing me back, continue a purpose that, someone had to fulfill, and I accepted that burden.
So, you won't age, you'll just continue until she decides that you're done.
As far as I'm aware, I'm not immortal though. I mean, I can die, so I don't know.
Okay. I'm really enjoying the fact that we came up here to talk about my past, and we're talking about all of yours. So sorry about that.
That's it's fine. I mean, I know you're curious. I mean, some of this you know or knew. The memory thing's always weird. It's difficult to navigate.
I have if it helps, I have between 4 and 5 years. I don't know how long I was in the lake for, but if that helps at all with timelines for you, to give you an idea.
I mean, a rough one, but I don't know what you were doing for those years. And I mean, you talked a bit about Lyre, and the others. How'd you come by into coming closer to north? Were you already heading towards Bria Scye?
We were in a grove. The dry green. Sorry, God, my brain. A grove located within the dry green. We were there assisting with some threats that Lyre had been getting from the executioner. We found a teleportation circle, I think is what Lyre called it, and it kind of shot us all the way across, right by Bria Scye. We were, I think, always going to get here. It just took some more time. We had more pressing matters to deal with. We did need to go to the ring at some point. Oh God, we need to
you're
go
heading up to the ring?
We made a promise to 𝘞𝘰𝘮𝘭𝘤𝘰𝘮𝘦.
Cain, roll me a history check.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know that name. 19.
How open do you want me to be with the information I give you?
Very open.
Okay. When you were still a soldier in the World Warp,
What the fuck?
the contingent of soldiers that were sent to you on the day that you died were from the city of Violet Gold, and they came with the name 𝘏𝘪𝘨. They were helmed by somebody called Tanzanite, who was Heliodor's brother. He died in that battle as well.
I know the name 𝘏𝘪𝘨.
Did you know him? You were
Probably briefly.
Before...
I know quite a lot of people into battle under 𝘏𝘪𝘨 at the World Warp, and you see these kind of struggles talking about it a little bit.
Sinza, roll me a history check.
Yes, please. Because Lav knows this lore. Sinza does not.
You're trying to figure out timelines in your head, and you're thinking about battles that have occurred at the World Warp. In your time, nothing major, but about a century ago, the World Warp siege.
That was when it got blown up, right?
It's now ruins for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm not so great with history and things like that, but we don't. If this is too much, you can just say so. And
with other people, it would be. It was around the same battle that the World Warp got destroyed, broken. No, it's same battle I died in originally.
Sinza reaches her hand out and she just kind of puts it on your knee.
It was a long time ago, and I appreciate it.
And so, time is weird, but we still carry those things with us, even if time passes. Yes, they fade, but some things don't.
Some things don't.
The night begins to drag on. The winds pick up. It gets cold up in the crow's nest. And you hear an errant flapping briefly before the sound of a couple of claws kind of grabbing onto the edge of the crow's nest. You see a pair of bright yellow eyes in the dark staring at both of you.
Oh, I think it's time we maybe went below decks and let Mr. Grimm here get his rest.
Yes, I want to grab Lyre before I head to bed, but
Green can smell rats. He just looks at the nest, and there's a rat just plopped in the middle of it. He's like, oh.
Just a little gift for you. Sorry to bother intruding on your space.
Green forgives you. Just pops down into his
Give
nest.
him a little.
Grabs hold of the
no.
rat. Just
horrific.
I love that he doesn't eat it whole like a normal owl. He just tears into it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cain will gesture for Sinza to go first, and then follow after down.
Sinza heads down.
As you're heading down, you can hear Grim kind of patting his feet around inside his nest, checking all his shinies are still there. As you make your way down. Lyre, where are you currently, now that it's so late in the evening? Have you moved below deck, or are you still in the same spot?
I think he's still in the same spot, but he's gotten a couple of blankets and is like wrapped himself up.
It's chilly. You make your way down to the deck without much trouble. You can see Lyre. You can see him kind of posted up next to one of the lanterns on the front of the ship.
Can I... He's got a couple blankets with him, right?
Yeah.
Sinza, she's going to grab another blanket and she's going to kind of head over. And you probably hear her before you see her. You hear the little clippy clop sounds as she makes her way over. Bit cold.
Yeah, what?
Yeah. Sorry. I know I'm terrifying.
Yeah, sorry. I was busy. What?
It's a bit cold.
Yeah, we're in the ocean.
Okay. Yep. I wouldn't know. And she kind of flicks out the blanket that she has and she kind of puts that one over you as well.
Thanks.
Yeah, I have fur and stuff, so I'm just coming to check in. You seem kind of shaken with that, so I just wanted to make sure. And I know you told me to not always constantly be checking in on people, but I just wanted to make sure that you were okay. So.
A little shook up. I knew I was being tracked. I didn't realize I was marked. Little worrisome. I'm okay. I'm keeping busy until I figure out a way to get rid of this.
Have you had any luck with your research, or?
I have not thought about it. I am currently distracting myself so I don't have a breakdown in the middle of the ocean.
If you need to have a breakdown, you should have your breakdown.
Not when we're literally somewhere where anything could happen that we haven't experienced before. At least on land, I have steady feet. Here, a rogue wave could fuck my day up.
Make a fair point. I want to apologize.
What?
I want to apologize.
For
every conversation that we've had surrounding the siphon. I feel like I've done nothing but meet you with a cold shoulder. Even when you proved to me that you were doing everything in your capability to make it safe. I feel like I wasn't being fair towards you.
Yeah.
Pushing my own opinions onto you.
Yeah.
I am entitled to my own opinions, but I shouldn't be pushing that onto you.
Yeah.
So I wanted to apologize for it. I'm not. This is coming from a good place, I promise.
Forgive me for being a bit cautious.
No, I mean, understandably so. Our friendship, I guess, has been a bit of a rough one for the time that we've known each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a bit up and down.
Mostly down.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to say, Sinza. I'm sorry. I still harbor a bit of anger towards you, I won't lie. You have treated me poorly. And in reaction to that, I have treated you like a burden. So we are both at fault for that. But you've reminded me of my elder. And I have a lot of anger towards them. They were someone that beat me down constantly. Every idea I had, they threw in the ground. Every goal or aspiration was dangerous or stupid. I want to forgive you, but that trust will take time to build.
I'm not expecting you to forgive me with one apology. I just want you to know. I'm the kind of person where actions speak louder than words, and I know these things take time. And I'm sorry if my actions brought forward that pain for you. I didn't know, and I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, look, if it's easy for you, I just won't talk about the siphon with you. I've told you, I've tried to tell you everything about it to prove that it's safer or that it's not going to be used as an everyday item. And I've been met with a brick wall every time, so I've kind of given up trying to explain it to you. So I'm just not going to bring it up. If you have any questions about it, you can come and ask. And I will probably annoyingly check in multiple times before I actually answer the question to see if you want to know.
Mm-hmm. I think perhaps that would be best so that my opinions are not sparking that, I guess. I think that would be best. And as much as I want to support you in this is just not something that this isn't something that aligns with me.
That's okay. Like pre-mentioned, you are not going to be the only one. I have no doubt if word gets out about this creation, or whoever witnesses it, I will have many conversations of what the actual fuck is that.
I don't want the White Wolf to take it from you.
He won't.
Good.
I won't use it unless it's absolutely necessary. I have this for other means. And he sort of just like drags the trident closer to him.
How has that been doing, by the way?
The trident is good. I was talking to Avi to see if I could possibly transfer an enchantment onto it.
The trident?
Yes. The executioner's blade that he used, we were able to salvage it after the fight.
Mhm.
And it has a decent amount of oomph to it. So if I can transfer its enchantment onto my trident,
Mm.
I might be able to hit a bit harder.
I mean, that would be useful.
Slow a person down a little bit too.
Mhm. Cain is curious about some things in my past, but I didn't want to mention anything in your, I guess, regard without
Are you
first being...
are you good? You're not.
I'm not.
Like,
Yeah, I'm fine. I've had this tea that he's been giving me is great.
You're not
I
like
haven't-
right now. You're like
I haven't felt like I've been able to be this fluid with my emotions in a very long time, so I'm feeling good.
Okay. So we're good.
Yeah. I'm good.
I'm just checking because you said this before, and then you sprinted after a rabbit like nothing else.
I'm good.
Okay. Sorry, I just know emotions are a bit uncertain with you, so I'm just making sure. I don't want you to eat the little dragon.
I don't.
I don't think he would taste that good anyway. He looks a bit dirty.
I don't really think that.
Scales are a bit questionable.
Yeah, I don't think that it would mind all that much, to be honest.
Sorry, Icarus is being dramatic. There we go.
As you mentioned,
jokes.
Kit, across the boat, you can feel someone staring at you from the edge of the kind of the railing. But he didn't say anything. He's just staring. Like,
Is he staring at you or is he staring at me?
I don't know. He kind of creeps me out.
big buggy dragon eyes.
Mm.
Do you remember that? Sorry. No,
No,
please.
please.
No, please.
No, I will cut you off. So please.
Damn it. Do you remember that kobold we encountered back in Sahonos? There was two of them.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, do you remember that?
Yeah. Why?
Just, I saw Kip and it just, like, sparked that in me.
Maybe don't tell that story around Kip.
I won't.
I don't want to get a dagger in the back. Because he's
Catapult.
nervous.
Yeah, catapult! We put him in the cannon and shoot him at someone. Catapult!
We don't need the cannon. But look, Sinza, we are good. We're on neutral ground. The anger will fade, and I'm sure your distrust towards me will fade over time too. But we're good.
Yeah, I understand. And, I mean, getting closer and closer to Bria Scye.
Do you know how long we're gonna be there?
I don't know. I can ask Cain how long. I mean,
Jesus, Toby. Fucking hell.
I'm just sorting stuff out.
Okay.
Because depending on how long this training or meditation or whatever you are going to go through is for, if it's for longer than a month, I might go back to the city of Violet Gold, do some research and see if I can get on top of what's going on in Sahonos and move forward in my own aspirations as well.
If it's gonna be longer than a month, I don't expect you all to stay here with me. If you have things that you need to go and do.
I have a lot of research to do. I need to read up on the Bloody Mother. I need to read up on resurrection magic and connections with the soul. I need to read up on ascension and everything still. I want to improve what I'm working on. There just seems like there's a lot of things going on and I don't have a lot of time because we're always doing something. So if this is a chance for us to take a break and you to figure out your stuff and I can take a chance to go figure out mine, maybe we can come back stronger and with more clearer answers.
Or maybe something to consider. If, like I said, if there's things that you need to go and do, I'm not going to hold you here for months.
They're not urgent, but if you're going to be here for a while learning your abilities and what you can do and how to control those urges that you have, me sitting around trying not to get eaten by other lichen, I mean, it just seems time silly. And I would piss someone off.
I was gonna have this conversation once we'd got to Bria Scye. I'm kind of happy we're having it now. Sounds like we're on a very similar page. But again, I don't know how long this training is going to be for.
We'll find out and we'll work from there.
As the night begins to get colder and colder, and more of you begin to head below deck, as it reaches almost midnight, it's time to get some rest. Grim has returned to his post on the wheel, so that Duncan can sleep, and we're going to take a 10-15 minute break. So,
yay!
We'll be back in a wee bit.
Nice. Bye.
Right. If you haven't taken a long rest, please.
Take my rest.
As the morning rolls back around, it's peaceful. The waters are better than they were yesterday, certainly. Some music for this. There you go. And as you're travelling, you can see that Grim has fallen asleep on the wheel when you get up. He's fallen asleep at the wheel. Duncan has hurriedly made his way over to kind of take over Grim's post. As Grim is kind of tucked under wing, and he kind of picks him up and just kind of puts him on his shoulder. And Grim goes to sleep on Duncan. As the two get back to their usual duties at the helm. The morning is yours. Is there anything anyone is doing as they wake up?
Cain, since he doesn't really sleep, he kind of just more or less mimics it for the sake of his own sanity. Kind of has a bit of meditation to regulate his emotions a bit after feeling so many new ones from people that are new to him. Takes a bit of a toll, and he will go through some morning routines of just checking the ship, checking ropes, kind of refilling stuff that needs to be refilled, before kind of like everyone kind of gets up, and he does that for a little while.
Boone and Kip are out on the deck, and doing their business and sort of. You see Boone's kind of scrubbing bits of the deck that had blood left over from yesterday. Kip has, for the most part, tossed the bodies overboard. So there are no longer any bodies on deck. You can see where they've been dragged, however, because there's just streaks of red that have been thrown off the edge of the ship. And Boone's doing his best to clean up. Lyre and Sinza, what are you two up to?
If it's early in the morning, Lyre, unless he's called upon to help out for anything, since he has no idea what the fuck to do on a ship, he's just gonna start reading the books that he's collected over time. I think I have a book on Ascension. Where's my inventory? I bought a book from a dude with a cart. It's where I got Caden's rock book as well.
Oh yeah, the goblin. Yes.
Yes. But yeah, Lyre's just gonna be reading. It's gonna be studying.
Okay.
I want to see if I can find anything in this fucking book about Ascension, because I know you can become a champion or anything along those lines, but I want to know if anyone in history has ever ascended in a way that's not a champion, if they become their own thing, or if there was like someone working on such a thing.
Roll me an investigation check. It's gonna take you some time to figure to go through that book.
Great.
You're not finding anything relevant to that interest yet.
All right.
Sinza.
That's all he's gonna be doing all morning.
Sinza has probably set herself up in like the center of the deck, and she's just like probably holding like a bowl of like porridge or whatever's been supplied for like morning breakfast. And I think she's just like chilling. I don't really think she's doing anything in particular. She's just biding time, trying to become more comfortable as one can be who's terrified of water, with the sounds and the constant blueness. She's just, I guess, taking some time in the morning to just breathe through it and take some meditation time, some goat time, we'll call it.
The sea air is salty, and it's taking some getting used to, considering you've never been on a boat, not at least not of this size. You're thankful that it doesn't rock half as much as the little rowboat you travelled over to it in.
But they got rocked on purpose, so...
The seasickness is manageable,
Okay.
as somebody who's certainly not used to it. But in general, like, it seems that the morning seems to be moving smoothly. I've made a few rolls already. And this piece lasts for the next 3 days. It is comfortable, or at least as comfortable as you can be on a boat. The boat itself is generally quite well maintained. A few times you see large kind of sea creatures move around under the boat, pass by, uninterested, just kind of going about their business. But that entire time you can see on the horizon to the south of you, that storm that has remained. It doesn't seem to be encroaching, or at least not as fast as the Dauntless can move. You've effectively outrun it. For the most part, and you for the next 3 days are growing closer to the shoreline that moves along past Bria Scye. So you can see land from where you are, but it's not. It's sort of the coastline near Abraham moving on past towards Bria Scye, the kind of curve of the landmass of the coast. And it's distant, but there's sort of like the distant shape of it that you can make out. If anyone's interested in investigating the storm, you can roll me, let's say an Arcana, or a survival check, depending on what you feel is more appropriate. Okay. Cain, are you busy or rolling?
Rolling. It's a 15 survival.
Okay. So we've got 2 Arcana and a survival. We'll start with survival. You are concerned that the storm isn't letting up. After a few days, that should have kind of at least calmed down a little bit. But there is something making it persist in some way. The weather itself doesn't denote that. Like, because you're traveling on the ocean, and where you are is quite sunny. It's not really... The rain has kind of let up. It seems to be quite kind of bright skies, and the waters seem calm. But as you get closer, like your view is closer to the storm, it's pretty tumultuous in that direction. Kind of grey clouds, the distant rumble of thunder. But you're far enough away that it doesn't really affect you in any capacity. Sinza and Lyre, this is kind of your first time really looking it over. With the 19 and 22. It's very... You pick up on the similar thing in that it's odd that it's not dissipated. It's... The positioning of it seems very specific, in that it seems to almost hit like a border and then stop. Like there's a hard wall preventing it from going any further. That strikes to you as something magical, as that there is something not only perpetuating the storm, but holding it in place. A border around that section of the world.
So is it, to us, does it seem like it's some kind of like magical effect, or is it just a strange, you know, like, I guess, contained storm? I guess.
The fact it is contained makes you think it's magical in nature.
Okay.
Lyre, with a 22, that thunder is pink. The flashes of light that you see from it has a hint of pink to it.
You said it's by the Borderlands, right? Or it's in that region?
Yeah, it's near the Borderlands. Or at least emanating from that point.
Just because the only real connection I have to the Borderlands is the Blood Mother. Thinking back to our dream, what did the blood... Have I seen what the Blood Mother looks like?
You've seen her silhouette. You've seen the silhouette of the Blood Mother.
Was there an aura or anything around her of a specific color?
Not that you recall.
Okay.
You remember seeing a hunched figure with almost like tree branches pulling out of her body.
Love that.
She was big.
Smash.
Yeah.
Roll. Alright. Interesting. Okay. Flashes of pink.
Put it together. Put it together. Lab knows.
Yeah.
Does Sinza know?
Nope. Shut my ass up.
Would that be connected to a heart of Sif?
Seems
Those
likely
pink
it's
flash.
drawing on wild magic. That pink is similar. You've seen it before, Caden's cast it.
Yep. It's either the Blood Mother or she's getting his old man to do something.
Oh, I hate that.
He's a druid. He could probably control weather.
Oh, then, can you roll me an intelligence check? Just flat.
Straight intelligence?
Yeah.
You're feeling smart.
Never.
I mean, there is definitely the prospects that Caden's father is or was supposedly an archdruid.
Yeah.
However,
What did
this
I roll?
seems
I
like
can't see what I rolled.
an 8.
Oof.
This seems like a protective measure.
Interesting.
This seems like they're trying to keep something out. Maybe they know you're on the water. Because if you wanted to travel from Bria Scye to the Borderlands, it's straight south.
Mm-hmm.
Be quite a trek, but
Yeah, Lyre's just gonna be like on the edge of the ship, just sort of staring at the storm. Writing stuff down every now and then.
rest of you doing it.
Clop her way over to Cain. What do people usually do for fun on boats?
I mean, there's
Like
not really
noughts and crosses? We can play rock, paper, scissors or something like that.
I mean, it would get boring pretty fast, but, I mean, there's not normally much to do, but...
You really want to do this?
You put your hand up.
After 3.
Alright, well,
Rock, paper, scissors, go.
okay.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, go. I'm pretty good at rock, paper, scissors.
I mean, it's, it's luck, but, there's other games. I'm sure Duncan might have, something.
Hey,
Like Dragon
Duncan.
Chess or something.
Duncan.
Hello?
What do people usually do for fun on boats?
Fun? Well, most of the time my crew just spend time below deck and play poker. We like betting things. Grim especially. Grim's sleeping right now though. And you can see the bird asleep on Duncan's shoulder.
Oh, I mean, we could...
We shouldn't wake him.
We could
we
do
can-
that.
Do you have anything to bet? I don't know if you believe in having money and things like that. Unless you've taken like a vow of poverty or something.
No, I mean, I keep money, it's just, I use it for what's necessary.
As you mentioned money, you hear the sound of a gold piece flying out somebody's fingers.
Where?
You watch as Boone is throwing money overboard.
Boone!
Just like he pinged a gold panel out of his fingers and off into the ocean.
Boone?
Hi.
Hi. Why are you throwing money overboard?
Oh well, so I like to pay the Ocean King to make sure that our ship is nice and safe. I do.
Can I make a history check on the Ocean King?
You can indeed.
Okay.
Never heard of him. No idea.
Never heard of him.
Oh, he's like this big fish man who lives under the ocean. He does, but I don't know if he's in this part of the ocean. But I've heard that he's in every ocean.
Oh.
He goes by lots of different names, but I like to call him the Ocean King. I do.
It's kind of like side-eyes Cain. Cain, do you know what the Ocean King is?
I need to roll history for that.
History check, yeah.
Poseidon!
That's a good fucking check. It's what was it? What's my plus? 25.
25. It's very likely Boone is paying a tithe to Aemon, the Fae of the ocean.
Oh.
Oh.
You
Right,
watch him
so
paying
that-
off another god.
I mean, the Ocean King is a Fae of the ocean.
Oh.
So it might actually be helping.
I don't know what no Fae is, but like I like the Ocean King because he's protected our ship many a time.
Well, the Ocean King is a Fae. It's a type of Fae.
I don't know what that is, Mr. Dragon Man.
Cain is fine. It's just think of it like if I'm Mr. Dragon Man, then the Ocean King is a Fae.
I don't know what a Fae is.
What's a fae, Duncan?
Duncan pouts as you like direct the question towards him. Boone, a Fae is like think like a kind of like a god. And Boone kind of pulls a face. Right, so I'm paying the god of the ocean to not let our ship sink. Not that I think the Dauntless would sink, but like you never be sure. You never be sure.
If I may
Picked
step
up
in.
another gold.
Okay. Sinza, are you bored?
Slightly. It's more keeping my mind off of the fact that we're surrounded by water. So I'm just trying to do things.
Have you ever flown before?
No. No. Actually, no, I haven't.
Do you want to? You would have an hour of flight. You wouldn't be you. You would be a giant eagle. I'm sorry?
So, I'm. You can just turn me into something else.
Yeah, I'm pretty awesome. Say it.
I'm not saying that you're awesome.
Then I guess you don't want to be a giant eagle.
But you offered.
Yeah,
Why
but
am I now
I can
having
get something
to like?
out of this. So there's
No, no, that's not a fair trade at all.
Okay. Cain,
I
would you like to be a giant eagle?
I think I'm fine as I am right now, but thank you.
No
I
fun.
appreciate the offer.
Grim wants to be an eagle. As Grim has just appeared at Sinza's feet.
Fucking.
He's like
But you
it's
have-
like frog blinking at you because he's just woken up.
But
Hi,
you have
Grim.
wings.
Grim wants to be big.
You could make me an eagle and then I could fly around with Grim.
Grim is fast. You cannot keep up with Grim.
Well, I don't know if you would be as fast if you were an eagle.
Grim does not want to be an eagle. And he kind of pouts and stamps his little
Okay.
feet.
Well, I guess no one wants to be a giant eagle.
You can
Grim
turn me
starts
into
like
a giant
punching Sinza in the ankle.
Ow! Why? What? Hello?
Be big burst.
Yes, Lyre, I will take your offer of being an eagle.
Come on, Sinza.
You're really awesome.
Sorry, Boone, did you hear that?
And you're really awesome.
That'll do. We'll get there one day. Lyre's gonna pull out a cocoon out of his pocket. And he's gonna walk up to Sinza. Give me your hand.
Which one?
Just give me your hand. Okay. He's gonna grab your hand and turn it over so your palms faced up. He's going to grab the cocoon and place it in your hand. Now close your hand. Close your eyes. And think really, really hard. Think about the sky. As if you're running through air. Think about the wind. No gravity around you, just soaring. And Lyre's going to pull out the trident. And he's going to flip it over and draw a rune around Sinza. And as he sort of drags it, you see like light blue and gold lights start to spark up and trace up and around Sinza's legs and begin to head towards her hand and wrap around into the cocoon. Until you see the cocoon sort of... Well, Sinza, you feel it sort of pulse in your hands. And you see that like paper mache kind of cocoon material begin to wrap around your hand and fur and skin and travel up around your body and sort of wrap you in its own cocoon. And Lyre will place his hand against the cocoon and say, "Now fly." And as he lets go, you burst out as a giant eagle.
Oh!
You have 1 hour!
Sinza, you can't speak in this form, but
Okay.
you are intelligent enough to understand what people are saying to you.
Okay.
So you can understand what Lyre says to you as you appear as this gigantic eagle with feathers, similar coloration to you normally. It's kind of this dark feathers, almost like a bone white beak. And the tips of feathers that look like they could mimic your horns on the top of your head.
I think bursting from the cocoon, it takes a second for Sinza to like align herself, and then you watch as these kind of long wings spread out, and she kind of starts to understand the anatomy, almost like the sense of it. And she kind of looks to Lyre and gives him like a cursory like caw sound, and then shoots up into the air.
As you fly up into the air, it takes a little bit, but just behind you is Grim. The two of you effectively leave the boundary of the ship. And suddenly you're out on open water. You can
Sent
see...
you the stats of the giant eagle and you're just like,
Hell yes.
Perfect. Whilst you are up in the air, you can see below you the ocean. The ship that suddenly seems very small. And next to you, flapping pretty furiously, is Grim, as he is attempting to keep up with you, despite you saying that he was faster than you.
Sinza was slowed down so he could like fly alongside her and glide.
Grim is maybe about a quarter of your size. Maybe not even that. Like, he's tiny. There is an instinct in your head to hunt as an eagle, something that's smaller than you. But it's quite easy for you to suppress that, because this is the eagle's instinct rather than your own. You've got this tiny bird flapping after you, as you can feel the wind through the feathers. Roll me a perception check.
Yeah.
at advantage, baby. You got keen sight.
Me?
You do indeed, yeah. You're an eagle.
I'm gonna need it. Let's go!
So at 22, as you're flying overhead, you can see all sorts of shapes under the water. The general mass of a school of fish as it passes below. All kinds of creatures that you've never seen before. A variety of kind of different kinds of fish. And you see something that immediately captures your attention is lights under the waves. A string of almost like one long fish, blue
shimmering kind of lights under the water, almost like pinging, almost like a siren of some kind that is offering communication to you via these lights, but you can't understand what it's saying. You see a shape of a humanoid-ish body and a very long tail. As it passes under the ship, kind of is following you as you mirror it in the air. Grim looks down, looks back to you.
Grim knows what that is.
As he's kind of flapping at you.
Yeah, she kind of calls back at him.
As you kind of squeak back at him. And Grim nods his head as if he understands what you're saying.
Oh shit, he speaks bird!
Yes, he speaks bird. Yeah.
Grim knows that he's children of the Ocean King.
Drea of the Fae of the ocean.
Oh, that's so cool.
Ocean Drea are not rarely seen. They often cannot travel on land. Most of the time they're almost like mer creatures that have long tails, or if they're not, they may be blessed with short periods on coastlines, but they don't breathe air the way that we do. And this one seems almost like some kind of mer creature as it is moving through the waves effortlessly, almost like an eel-like body. And it's pinging these lights at you from below.
Grim knows they are not threat. Most of them.
Just curious?
Probably.
He said it's like swimming around near where the boat is. Okay.
It's about the same length as the Leviathan you saw yesterday. Or no, a few days ago, sorry.
What the fuck? Sinza kind of sets herself into a glide and kind of glides around the ship just to kind of like get a better look at it. And she's just in awe. Like, she's never seen anything like this before. And she's just like watching this thing, making sure that it means no harm, but it also understands the curiosity and something that it maybe hasn't seen before. So
Where are Cain and Lyre right now?
I think Cain is kind of just like, has been curiously watching how Lyre's casting the magic, since he hasn't seen anyone cast magic this way before, and just kind of watches Sinza kind of flying around.
Are you in the middle of the ship, or are you near the edge?
I mean, he was in the middle of the ship, I think.
Okay, alright. Lyre, are you in the middle of the ship, or are you near the edge?
No, Lyre's probably on the edge. He would have gotten excited seeing Sinza take off, since this is like his first time casting polymorph on someone else.
Yeah.
So he's probably like done the fucking 𝘏𝘪𝘬𝘭𝘏 thing, how he's jumped up on the railing and he's grabbed the thing, he's like hanging over the side, just watching Sinza take off.
Now, as you see that, like, she's hovering over a specific area, you look down and can see these lights. And this huge figure. The body itself is tiny. The tail is incredibly long. So it's not large, it's just long. And these almost like Morse code of lights is pinging pinks and blues and greens.
Can I
It
understand?
seems like a bioluminescence. You can. It's not like any language that you've ever experienced before.
Okay.
Perhaps because it is a visual. If you cast a specific spell, you may be able to see it or understand it. But I believe is polymorph concentration.
It is. I don't want Sinza to fall out of the sky.
Ah!
Lyre will just... Duncan?
Aye.
There's a big-ass fish with lights.
He kind of watches, he kind of like, huh?
As he lets go of the wheel briefly to go and take a look at over the side of the ship.
Oh, you see them quite a lot in this area. I wouldn't worry too much. They're usually just curious. They're like children.
Okay.
That one's pretty baby, actually. It's very small.
Right.
It's a 𝘏𝘪𝘧𝘵. Do you know what they are?
No.
They're like, Fey children.
Oh.
You've met 𝘏𝘪𝘧𝘵?
Yeah, it was Creek.
But not in this capacity.
Yeah. Lyre was
Don't
sort
worry,
of like...
they're probably just making sure we're traveling safely. Most likely because of Boone.
Boone sticks his kind of thumbs up. He's like, the tithe worked it, Dad. See, that's our protection.
Good work, Boone. And Lyre's just gonna look back up to Sinza to keep an eye on her.
Sinza is dive bombing at you at the moment. Like, you look up.
As this eagle comes flying down towards you.
I swear to God, if you pick me up as you go by, I'm gonna freak out.
She kind of like dive bombs and then like misses you by maybe like a meter and just like glides across the ship and then takes up and does like a little like 360. She's doing like aerial performances. You know, like those little planes that do like the aerial performances? She's like up doing like a little dance in the sky.
It's surprisingly natural. If you had a fear of heights, you currently don't. As if it's kind of the instinct of that animal is overriding your own. It's somehow also overriding the fear of the water. It feels freeing to be up this high and out in the ocean. The hour, you do spend the whole hour up in the air.
Yeah. She doesn't land. She just enjoys it. Like, not having that fear. And just, like, it feels so freeing to be in another form that's not like a cage. It just feels free.
You can see Bria Scye from the air.
Oh.
You can see a myriad of small islands off the coast. And the dull, very far twinkle of light. Of lanterns, perhaps, maybe fires, you're not sure. You can see a couple of boats out in the distance that are travelling to and from different places. None of which seem to be of concern, you don't think. At least, whilst you're an eagle, you're not concerned. It's just other ships out in the ocean. Mm-hmm. The 𝘏𝘪𝘧𝘵 stays with you for a while. Moves between one side of the ship to the other. Before disappearing below the waves again. As if it's given you your message, but it doesn't know that you can't understand it. And as that begins to dull down, and you can feel that magic beginning to recede, you move over the edge of the boat, settle yourself down. As your form returns comfortably back to what it was, you feel hooves on the deck once more. And you are freed of that magic.
Sinza is smiling. And like, she just looks happy. And she's like, that emotion is just like pure joy. And she kind of like stumbles to like, realign herself to her goat form. And she kind of looks across to Duncan and is like, you've got to try that. That was so cool. I could see Bria Scye from up there. I could see it.
Did you say she looks over to Duncan?
Oh, sorry, Cain.
Oh, okay, that's what I was like. I was confused.
Yeah, she looks over at Cain.
Oh, has Cain? I don't know if Cain's flew before.
Probably not. Doesn't seem like.
I'm sure it's maybe when I'm at Bria Scye, I might give it a go. But maybe not now.
Mm-hmm. Sinza looks over at Lyre. That was really cool. That was really cool.
I'm glad you enjoyed.
Thank you.
Grimmmy's a better flyer than you.
I think you are. I think you're faster than me, Grim.
Grim
I was trying to keep up
plops
with you.
himself down. Grim is like... it's like he's been fucking flying for an hour trying to keep up with you.
Grimmy's better flyer than you.
Yeah, you always had me with those like pirouettes you were doing. That was very cool.
Grimmy's very tired.
Grim,
So
are
I'll
you
offer him a water
Grim, are
skin.
you sure you don't want to be an eagle for an hour?
He like stretches his little 3-foot wingspan.
Grimm has big wings, does not need bigger wings.
Got it. Understood.
As he's breathing very heavily.
Grimm's going to take a nap. Okay, bye-bye.
He flies up to the crow's nest. And you hear this kind of thump as he hits the crow's nest.
How did the flight up to the crow's nest look?
Wobbly.
Poor Grim.
Poor bastard is out of breath from having to keep up. It was a nice step out of being afraid of the water for a while. And even now, that fear of it has dulled a little. As if being out over it, but being in control, was comfortable. It was manageable. It was more manageable than it ever has been, because a lot of the time you don't have control. But you had control over where you were, and that was a nice change. Duncan keeps the ship steady, and for another 6 days, it is steady. There is no trouble on the ship or around the ship. The sailing is easy, probably easier than it should be. You don't know whether or not to chalk that up to Boone's offering to Aemon. You don't really know much about Aemon, I don't think. I think one of you has a book about the Fae.
That'll be probably Lyre.
Probably Lyre.
Do I? That's in my journals, right, Toby?
So it'll be in your journals under books.
Once it loads. Foundry takes a hot minute to load for me. I do apologize.
That's
Play
alright.
some poker
I
within
think
them
I
6
can
days.
show you specifically.
Ah, yes. Who am I looking for? Aemon.
Aemon.
Ah, straight Aemon. Ah. Interesting. Was there a question about Aemon, sorry, or?
No, I just figured if you wanted information on it, you had it there.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Good to know. On one day of travel, though, I will say, Lyre, because Lyre's flown before, he has the fly spell, but he keeps looking over the side of the ship, and then one day he just sort of hands his trident to Sinza. He's like, "Can you hold this for a moment?"
Sure.
Cool. I'll be back. And Lyre's gonna jump over the side of the ship, and on the way down, he's gonna clap the cocoon and cast polymorph. I'm gonna become a giant shark.
Okay. As a Lyre's scaled form quickly becomes a gigantic blue shark just before it hits the water, there's this massive splash, and Lyre's form is nowhere to be seen.
Cain!
Oi.
He jumped in the water. Lies. He turned into a shark.
You just see this very like
He's fine then.
you see a fin in the water that's like a bright blue with like scales on it, just like carving through the water, like underneath the ship and in front of it, and just moving.
Well, you know, I don't think
Jumping
there's
out of the
any
water every now and then.
serpents around, so he should be okay.
Just a pre-warning, if something happens, I'm not going in there to get him. So I just
Oh
thought
no,
I would let you know.
You know.
Yep.
I'm sure he'll be okay. I mean, we've got
Mm-hmm.
rope. He can fly.
You see
So-
Grim fly over the edge of the ship to keep an eye out.
We have Grim's keeping an eye on him. So
Okay.
Lyre, roll me a perception check.
Let me get a giant shark. So it's a perception +3 for perception.
It is indeed.
make like the daily tea for Sinza, the part where she's stressing out. So I'll make some tea.
Yeah, I'll make some tea.
Yeah.
20. +3.
Ooh.
19.
19.
The underside of the ship is well kept, which is surprising because it doesn't seem like people go under there often to get rid of the kind of barnacles and things that grow on the base of the ship. Unless Kip does it. You wouldn't be surprised if Kip does it. It seems that there's no damage to the ship from what you can see. You do see a couple of schools of fish, different kind of creatures moving through the water with you. A lot of them seem to steer out of your direction, given what you are. Before you feel something grab onto the edge of your tail.
What is it?
I mean, I don't think you can turn your head as a shark like that, can you?
Can I do that? Can I do that quick 90 thing turn where I like flick my tail?
And yeah, you can flick your tail and you feel a hand let go of your tail. And as you this is maybe a few days later from the last excursion out on the water.
Okay.
There is a kind of almost like buggy-eyed face looking at you, and it swims up next to you, kind of cocks its head, and it seems like mostly bald. The water around its head seems to morph as if it is like water, like hair.
That's cool.
Made of the ocean itself, but blends in while they are under the water, with a variety of bright light colors, kind of shimmering, like flashing little beacons across their skin, and a very long tail. And they're looking at you like, what the fuck are you? Like they're very interested in a shark with scales.
I'll just start like going in circles around them a little bit.
They rotate as you do, so they kind of like spin around so they can keep their eyes on you. They have humanoid hands and fingers and like humanoid arms. Like the torso upwards is relatively humanoid, with a long silver and red scaled tail. And they are quite obviously a Druya. They look very similar to Ollie, at least in terms of their anatomy. At least from the waist up. But they've got this bright grin on their face, and unlike Ollie, they've got teeth.
Oh shit!
So they have sharp teeth, almost mirroring your own. And they keep kind of trying to move a hand over to you to almost like run a hand over your scales because they're interested. They've not seen a shark with scales before.
Yeah, Lyre will slow down so they can like check it out, I guess.
They're kind of, you feel the hands kind of patting against you. It's an odd sensation. It feels like a person, but it's also kind of fishy, a little weird. But they cock their head as they are continuously looking at you, like they want to say something to you, but they don't know whether or not you're going to get it.
If they grab on to one of my fins, Lyre will start speeding up and go down, and then break water and bring them above.
As you break through the water, Sinza and Cain, you both see this beautiful, almost like bejeweled, scaled shark as it breaks out of the water and dives back down. And very quickly after him,
a figure with a very long tail follows suit. You see a Druya with hair that is shaped like the water running from their head, with kind of big, buggy yellow eyes, and scales and of a variety of colours, kind of fins across their face, covered in these bright kind of glowing lights that kind of follows the same arc that Lyre did, but the tail just keeps going. It takes a little while for the tail to trail back after them as they hit the water again. Lyre, you lose track of them for maybe about a minute and a half. Look, they suddenly vanish. Before coming back, and then in front of your nose, they push something towards you.
Don't swim backwards, you're a shark, you'll die.
Yeah, what is it?
It's a fish.
Oh! That's adorable.
So you kind of push it into your nose as if like, I hunted for you, eat it. It's raw.
Yeah, like,
and they seem content with that, and then they vanish again.
it's like Hiccup eating the fucking fish for Toothless.
The two of you looking over the side of the ship, you see this kind of wash of red suddenly as like this fish is eaten.
Cain!
I'm...
There's blood in the water.
Well, he's a shark, so...
Once when the hour starts to get to the end, Lyre will transform back into Lyre while still in the water and stay under the water, just to like see if these things recognize him and how they react to him.
As you return to your form, your mouth is suddenly full of salt water, which is unpleasant. And you watch as it stops. This Druya who has been following you comes to a halt, and the ship continues without you. The rest of you watch as that shimmer of light and the kind of magic kind of recedes, and Lyre's figure is in the water as the ship is continuing without him. Cain.
Mr. Lyre!
I'm going in.
Lyre!
Can't hear him under the water.
You can hear very
you swim?
muffled sound of Cain yelling your name above the water. How well do you think you can see underwater in salt water?
Pretty well. I have dark vision if that helps at all.
Your eyes are semi-protected. It still stings.
But Lyre will just sort of wave and smile.
Kind of cocks its head at you. The tail kind of wraps below it so it can kind of hold itself up. And it just looks very confused. It's like, what happened to the shark? Where was my shark friend? And then it swims down, directly down.
Oh, okay. Lyre will reach into his pocket, sort of wave goodbye, grab out a feather and cast Fly, and just sort of out of the water.
As you fucking rocket out of the water and return to the boat, Grim kind of lands and pokes his head over the edge of the railing, and the figure returns next to the boat, and it seems to be trying to hold something above the water.
Lyre will look over. What is it?
It's a hand. A severed hand.
Oh.
They're trying to hold it up to you.
Duncan, why is a merman trying to give me a hand?
They're cannibalistic, Odin.
Oh well, they're part of communities that eat each other. It might be a gift. It might be. I mean, if you're getting a gift from a Druya, that's always good luck.
It'd be rude not to accept, you know.
So I should take the severed hand?
Aye.
Alright.
As,
is there like a
It's
boat
quite
I
far
can
down
lower
the side
down?
of the boat. Yeah,
Is there-
Grim can
is there
pick
a-
it up for you.
No, I feel like that's offensive. Like, is there
You can hold your legs if you want.
Stop it. Is there like a dinghy or something attached to the side of the ship you can lower down?
There are, yeah.
Yeah. Lyre will jump in one of those.
Lifeboats.
Yeah, we'll lower like the lifeboat down to it's just above water.
The crew will pull up the sails so that you're not moving as fast. And as you sit in the lifeboat and make your way down, you see as they kind of put their arms on the side of the boat and look at you and offer you this hand. And it is semi-rotted. It's been like in the water for quite some time. It has a ring on it.
Lyre will take it with a smile.
And they smile back at you like...
1 second. Lyre will sort of just gesture, give me a moment. And he'll reach into his pocket. What have I got? Don't have much. They might like that. He'll pull out his bag of like fine amethyst dust and just sort of pour a little bit into his hand and offer the bag.
As they smile at you, and the hand is just in the boat with you now. It's kind of like it's nasty. But they have like a bit of amethyst on their tongue now, where they've sucked their tongue in the bag. And they stop moving their hands at you. Can you speak palms?
I do not, but I look up at Sinza and just, Sinza!
Huh?
What are they saying?
Can I see from there?
You can see them signing. And they call Lyre Landkin.
Ooh. Okay.
Because I'm blue?
Friend.
They signed friend a few times.
They say you're friend.
How do I say it back?
Sinza will show Lyre.
And Lyre will repeat. Yeah.
And they smile. And they're kind of trailing along with you in the water. Gift. They gesture to the hand. Scales cold.
Sinza!
Sinza relays.
He'll like say, watch her, and he'll point to Sinza.
You watch as the figure points to Lyre while looking at Sinza and goes, fish? As if like, is Lyre a fish?
She signs back, is that 𝘂𝘮? She signs back, no, 𝘂𝘮.
And they cock their heads if they don't know what that is.
Snake.
Snake. Like
Eel.
eel.
Points at Lyre. Eel. Eel friend.
They say you're an eel friend.
What? Lyre will just sign back friend towards them.
Friend.
And they nod at you. And then they kind of gesture.
Can I sort of like...
They want you to go over there, Lyre.
They're leaning on the boat. And they're like, huh?
They want you to go over there.
Oh, I already know this is so stupid. Can I get
Siren.
an insight check on...
This is your dream. This is your dream, Odin.
Can I get a read on them?
Siren.
To see if they're
Yeah,
like...
roll me an insight check. See
I'm
what you can do.
terrified.
Yes,
I'm gonna
follow
die.
the cannibals.
Yes.
Well, they were helping us, so that's why Lyre's
they offered you a
curious.
gift.
For now.
Why would you ever be like? They offered you a gift.
Oh, I was so close to it.
14.
Yeah.
They seem very childlike in the way that reacting to you, as if they're young. and they're gesturing at you as if they're like, "I want to play. Do you want to play? Like, let's get in the water. Let's play something." Because they're a kid. Like they don't seem to have any understanding that you can't breathe underwater.
Okay.
Because you were just doing that. So they're in their head, you're aquatic.
Eel.
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 Land eel.
Hold on.
Landkin. Eel.
Land eel.
Give me a sec. I have a plan.
Play with the fish, Odin.
Shut up.
Land eel. Get to the
With his
water.
fucking dead body soon.
Lyre,
I'm not going in after him.
Lyre is going to
Dead twink in the lake.
first of all, shut up.
Twink in the ocean.
he's gonna take the gift from them and put it in his bag, so they know that he accepts their gift.
Do you look at the ring at all?
I don't think I do right now. I think Lyre's just a little bit like, thanks. Like, he's gonna pull out a cocoon again and just go, watch me. And he's gonna dive into the water and cast polymorph again. I'm gonna turn into a giant octopus.
Okay.
Many eel.
Many eel.
Turn into an eel.
Eel.
As you slide off the boat.
Is there an eel stat block, or is there like...
I don't know.
I know there's like a basilisk eel.
Hold on, let me check. If I can be an eel, I'll be an eel.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
For sake of flavour, we can just make you an eel.
Yeah, and yeah, cool. I'll be a giant eel, and I'll just have a big ass like blue mohawk for the.
Yeah.
Sick. Your fin, your central fin.
Yeah.
As you make your way into the water and they dip below the waves again, and they kind of follow you around, they are so fascinated that you can switch between aquatic and land so easily, because they just don't understand that it's magic.
Oh.
The look on their face is just like, it's very telling that they're confused but excited, and they're just swimming around with you. They're kind of poking you in the side as if they're trying to play tag.
Sure. Yeah, Lyre will play for an hour. He'll keep close to the ship at all times, but
the ship picks up pace again, and you're easily able to keep up with it in this form. As you are continuing the travel, and Lyre's playing tag with an aquatic child, of whom is having a great time, just kind of prodding you. They sign a few things to you, but you don't understand it under the water.
no idea.
But
I also don't have arms to reciprocate.
They will occasionally pop up and sign it to Sinza, because they've been told that Sinza understands it. And they will sign, "Come and visit soon."
Sinza will sign back where?
Home. And they point below the water.
She signs in this area, straight down.
City. And they point home.
Home. Thank you.
So they're inviting you to an underwater city.
I made friends.
At some point.
Can I ask their name?
They seem to struggle with responding. Don't have one.
How do I?
What can we call you?
She was like, yeah. What can we call you? Or like reference. And she signs like Sinza and like gestures to herself.
They sign Y-V-E. Eve.
Eva.
Eve. Y-V-E?
Y-V-E.
Wally.
This is what my father calls me.
Who's your daddy?
I'm thinking it's the king.
Aemon.
Imagine. Oh yeah, they're children of Aemon. Yeah.
They're the
Yeah.
children of Aemon.
Yep. Yep.
King.
King. Yes.
Me, Prince.
Prince
Oh
Eve.
God.
Prince Eve.
I like to play.
This is very much a Little Mermaid situation. He's not to be meant to be up here.
As you are like coming to the end of your polymorph, you hear deep below you this rumble. Suddenly, Eve kind of stiffens up, and dips below the waves, far, deep, travels into the darkness underneath you, and is gone. As if they've received some kind of call. Maybe they're getting a telling off.
Got it. I'm gonna get out of the water and cast fly.
You just fly as an eel, just like through the air.
It
Oh my
lands on the ship.
Turns into a bird, but like the wings are wet, so you can't fly. So you just like.
You know, I'll drop polymorph,
return
cast
to the
fly,
deck.
and yeah,
You're soggy, but you're on the deck.
he'll reach into his bag and pull out the hand.
Oh, what the?
It's.
It was a gift. I don't know.
I mean, you don't have to keep it now.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like throwing it back in the water, it'll just get found.
Well, no, I
out.
wouldn't throw it back in the water because they're gonna know about that. But
Yeah.
you know, maybe just store it, bury it on land.
Is there a ring on his finger?
I look at the
You're
ring.
muted, Tobias.
You're
You
muted.
almost pull the finger off with the ring.
Oh, the skin came with it. Oh, okay.
Well, it's been in water.
But
It's gonna be.
you touch it,
Thank you, Cain.
as you touch it, it's warm.
I'll toss the hand to Cain.
It's kind of half missing a finger now.
Hold that. Thank you.
Need a hand?
The ring itself is kind of small and a tarnished gold, with a gem on the front of it that's been shaped almost like a flame. But you feel like this warmth spreading through you just by holding it.
Are you guys good?
Dex fucking just broke the fourth wall with that stare.
This is Cain looking directly at Sinza. Just like,
Sinza flinches at it. It's just like,
yeah, because he's fucking dead looking at.
yeah.
Sorry.
Please do that one. That's fucking
I'll,
hilarious.
I've put it in your inventory.
Okay. Ah, it's a ring of warmth. Hell yeah.
They did say you had scales. They were worried about you getting cold.
Aw.
Oh.
Oh, sweetheart. This will be so good for the ring. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Sinza also lets the party know, or lets Lyre know, that we have been invited to visit.
Visit what?
There's a home or a city, or they said home.
Oh, okay. You're gonna have to teach me this sign language, because I feel like it.
You want to learn palms?
I feel like I might have to.
If we're going
Pretty
underwater,
handy.
most likely.
Did you? Curious. Did you guys hear the rumble
Rumbling.
from beneath the water?
No.
I didn't hear anything.
I want to double check. Toby, can you nod or shake your head as to if they did or did not? Okay, they didn't. There was a rumbling beneath the water.
Rumbling.
And
Wait, what was it? One more time, sorry. What did you
a
hear?
rumbling
Oh,
beneath
okay,
the
thank you.
waves. And my friend, I didn't catch their name.
Eve.
Eve.
Hmm?
Eve. Quickly retreated below after the rumbling happened.
They said they were a prince to Aemon.
Oh! Okay.
How was Tag?
Fun. I was just sort of swimming.
A baby.
You know,
They're a baby.
It's a baby
it's
and
a
they
good
would
thing you're able to
Lyre.
transform into animals that can breathe underwater.
Yeah. I'm kind of awesome.
Oh, your magic's very interesting.
Don't stroke his ego.
I meant more in there's there's cases where people don't have those capabilities and the playtime doesn't always end so well.
That's a bit of a sensitive topic around here, Cain. That outcome.
What do you mean playtime? Sorry.
Well, they were playing.
Oh.
But they don't
yes.
understand. You can't breathe.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're all good. I'm okay. I got a cool ring. Made a new friend. Invite to an underwater city that's run by a fae. I mean, we're on the up and up, I guess.
You're only a day out from Bria Scye now.
And Bria Scye's just over there.
Can we see it?
You can see it.
Oh. Sinza makes her way up to like the front of the ship and just kind of looks out.
It is, as you'd seen a few days prior, a conglomeration of a series of small islands. Each one seems to be inhabited separately. You can vaguely make out walkways between some of the islands. Others, it seems like it's likely going to be a boat's travel, like a small boat. Maybe rowing between the islands, because each one seems inhabited in a different way. Perhaps they live together or apart, and they meet on different sections of Bria Scye. You can make out ruins of buildings. The shapes of buildings that were supposed to be tall and potentially even imposing, but at this point they are crumbled. Half of the shapes that they were before, a few of which have been rebuilt.
Can I try and sketch a drawing for Iris
You can
of
try.
what this looks like?
You're quite far out still, so you can't make out any of the fine details.
I want to
but you
get
can
the
get something.
water and the distant islands, exactly what she sees.
You take a seat and start kind of charcoal sketching out what you can see. And with that, we are going to end our session as we draw closer to Bria Scye. Thank you very much for playing, and we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye!
Bye!